The multi-trillion-dollar agreement that Donald Trump has recently signed is intended to funnel the entire amount into XRP, with a particular emphasis on American cryptocurrencies and the economy of the United States. At this point, you must have an understanding of the magnitude of the things that are in motion. The whole of the European Union has given its formal approval for a digital euro that was created on the XRP ledger and with assistance from Ripple. This is indeed a reality that has been validated, verified, and published by the Digital Euro Association, who emphasized this collaboration through the use of Ripple Labs as their partner and XRP Ledger as the platform on which to construct the central bank digital currency, CBDC. This takes place at the same time that a number of other countries opted to do the same thing. For instance, examine BRICS. Indeed, BRICS, which is comprised of the countries of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has given the green light to a deal that coincides with Ripple's partnership to incorporate XRP into their digital payment CBDC project, which is set to be a major payment network that will facilitate payments across all of these nations and interconnect them to one centralized hub, which will be the Uribe Labs network and ecosystem, which is the entirety of the XRP ledger. And as a result, the cost of XRP is likely to increase by an astronomical amount. In reality, XRP is expected to reach a price of $297.89 in the span of 8 days. Are all of you aware of the scope of the discussion that we are having? Due to the fact that the present price of XRP has only just recently started to increase as anticipated, the market has increased by 20% at this moment, but we have only just begun because none of the topics that we are discussing take into consideration the enormous market that is valued at $654.39 trillion. This market is on the verge of being unlocked totally through the XRP ledger. In the event that 8 days from now, the expectation is going to be $297.89, you can only picture how much higher it will be. Once we are able to unlock the entire $654 trillion that is now stored on the XRP ledger with the assistance of Realfy, a large institution is going to be able to access all of this money. In addition, gentlemen, they aren't informing you about this because, as you can see, the cryptocurrency market has gone bankrupt, it has retraced, and then it has made a comeback. Because of this, we informed you from the beginning of the process that the price would be pumped up and that this was nothing more than an enormous market-controlled sell-off for major institutions such as JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and BlackRock to truly accumulate. We made sure to provide the material in a straightforward manner by utilizing all of the relevant facts and evidence that were available. As a result, those of you who have persevered are now grasping onto world prosperity. You would have been among the fortunate few who profited a significant amount of money from that dip if you had paid attention to this channel. Therefore, please ensure that you subscribe to the channel, that you leave a positive comment on the video, and that you distribute this content with others. However, pay particular attention to the events that are about to unfold. Concentrate your attention on the $300 price per XRP that is going to come to pass right before your own eyes in just 8 days' time, because this is something that is going to happen and individuals are going to earn millions of dollars from it. Realfy, a large institution that enables you to purchase real estate directly on the XRP ledger while simultaneously earning rewards for every payment that you make, will be the platform through which all of this will be accomplished. We are discussing the process of giving millions of users access. We are discussing the process of unleashing billions of TRAR. Real token went from being worth a tenth of a penny to being worth 3 cents in less than 3 months, so now it's not shocking either. As a result, we were able to see that repetition in the most literal sense of the word. Consequently, I went ahead and acquired a lovely Josie bag filled with authentic tokens. I firmly feel that this is going to have a tremendous impact on a great number of individuals because, once again, there is an insufficient level of demand for the enormous amount of inventory. That cost will be immediately reflected in the price that you are required to pay. On top of that, this is by far the most affordable time you will ever be able to receive. There is no way that you will be able to get any lower than this. This is an observation that we have been making. Do you not notice the pattern, everyone? Observe the pattern that is present here. We always end up ascending far further than we were previously when we make a minor adjustment, and it never goes back down to where it was. I am willing to wager that you encounter a tremendous amount of resistance. We are in the middle of doing that very thing. Following that, the cost will proceed to skyrocket. Once again, if we talk about the creation of generational wealth, we need to act immediately. Keep in mind that the actual token is resolving an issue that is worth multi-trillions of dollars. It can be found in the real-world asset sector. Each endeavor that is resolving an authentic issue that is concerned with real estate that is genuinely under construction and is listed on a central exchange has market capitalizations in the billions. That is about equivalent to having a market capitalization of $200 billion and an average of $100 billion. There is absolutely no way that we are going to be able to afford to pay you after they manage to get us into a central exchange and use genuine tokens that have not even been listed on a single centralized market yet. The cost keeps increasing and has done so on a daily basis. And think about it. Think about the situation in which you had a real-time daily transaction volume of approximately $100,000. In that case, the price would need to skyrocket to the thousands of dollars because once again, you would not have enough demand to actually accommodate it, or you would not have enough supply to accommodate the demand. Because there is such a high level of demand and such a low level of supply, the cost would need to skyrocket. Therefore, a big centralized exchange has been the subject of the announcement that has gone mad. We are discussing the fact that a real token will actually be listed on an exchange that is recognized all over the world for its centralized approach. The amount of money involved in our daily transactions totals $5 billion. Keep in mind that when the volume of transactions conducted in a single day reaches $100,000, a genuine token will actually surge and rise to, well, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Consider what a genuine token would be like if it were subjected to a $5 billion per day transaction volume. That would be an astronomical amount. The price would need to accommodate around 40 million people, who would then be able to acquire rapid access to the real token, which means that they would all be able to make purchases. Those individuals have the capability to gather genuine token, and they will indeed gather genuine token. We are having this conversation because of this very reason. The price is likely to increase dramatically. In addition, this is scheduled to take place on the 5th of December, which means that we are just a week away from it, and therefore, today is the most inexpensive period that you will be able to obtain it. Although this is not financial advice, I still suggest that you conduct your own study. This is due to the fact that in reality, there are a great deal of rubies that are true, which is the enormous establishment that employs the genuine token. In actuality, this organization does indeed have a partnership with Rebel Labs, and it is a major development. And that actually makes a lot of sense because, once again, they are resolving a multi-trillion dollar problem, and they are moving all that money onto the XRP ledger by means of the real token. Therefore, once more, what we are witnessing is the unlocking of an enormous market. If your portfolio includes XRP, you must be interested in the real token project. Business is on the verge of making the retail average person a millionaire and billionaires out of the people who already have $1 million. This is due to the fact that when you become involved in something that is still relatively new, similar to purchasing Bitcoin when it was priced at $1, which was before many people were aware of it. However, after Bitcoin achieved the potential to be scaled, it skyrocketed to 120,000, and those who purchased Bitcoin at $1 became